Welcome to the IT Career Energizer podcast. For anyone who wants to build and grow a career in IT, develop and improve your strengths and skills, be inspired and motivated by the successes of others, manage your career progression, and achieve your IT career goals. And now, your host, Phil Burgess.
Welcome to episode 260 of the IT Career Energizer podcast. My guest on today's show is a Google Cloud training architect and cloud career coach. He is focused on helping individuals who are strongly committed to changing their lives by advancing or transitioning careers in the cloud industry. He's an in-demand coach, specialising in hands-on coaching with the industry's hottest tools and skills, along with motivation aimed at changing your mindset. So welcome to the IT Career Energizer podcast, Broadus Palmer.
Hey, everyone. Thank you so much for having me, Phil. I really appreciate you. And I thank everyone for listening to this episode.
Broadus, can I maybe ask you a little bit about your cloud career coach role and what you do and how that came about?
What I typically do is I help people advance or transition into the cloud industry. And I usually focus on three particular roles, which is cloud support, cloud DevOps engineering, and cloud security. So in my cloud career coaching program, we have Azure coaches and security coaches as well to help me out. And we really just focus on getting the clients hands-on skills they need, along with projects to document their real-time experience, give them the coaching they need as well. We conduct coaching sessions, group coaching sessions. We give them books to read for theoretical knowledge. And we just really prep the mindset and get them not only, we understand it's the knowledge and the tools, but just understanding how they can help businesses as a whole within their role. And when they're ready, we give them access to roles from recruiters in our network. And we just try to really shape them up to be the best they can be, to be able to get a role of one of those three that they worked so hard by themselves to get, but was unsuccessful or just needed guidance and just needed to be someone who had a learning path step by step.
And presumably you coach people from all over the place. It doesn't really matter where they are located.
Yeah, we have clients out in Saudi Arabia. We have clients in India, Spain, Toronto, US. Yeah. So everyone's story is pretty much the same when it comes to trying to transition or advance their career. The tools and what companies use are pretty much the same. To be honest with you, it's the motivation and the imposter syndrome that a lot of people face that keeps them from taking that first step or keep them from taking that next step to advance. And we really focus on that.
Okay, and why do you think that's the case? Obviously, people talk a lot about imposter syndrome and feeling sort of insecure in their own knowledge and abilities. Why do you think that happens, particularly with the cloud?
I think it's one of those things where, let's say, for instance, you can train all day as far as a boxer. Let's put yourself as a boxer, and you can hit the bag, you can run, you can do sparring sessions. But when it comes to the fight night, you never know what's going to happen, right? And I believe that's the anxiety that gets a lot of people, where instead of going in the gym and train and just understand when preparation meets opportunity is where they're going to maximize their potential, they don't want to go into the gym at all, because now imposter syndrome has tricked them into thinking, well, what if you go in the gym and train, what if that doesn't even work anyway? Right? What if you can't even train? What if you're not even good enough to throw the first punch? Or what if while you're throwing the punches and running, you realize that you're never going to make it? All these questions come into mind, and it really just discourages a person to take that step, because they already are answering the questions that their mind are already throwing towards them. Like, are you good enough? No, I don't feel like I'm good enough. So why even do it? You're right. I'm not going to do it, and fear is a liar. And sometimes, it gets the best of us, but we have to have constant positivity around this and constant reminders that I believe if God puts the dream in your heart, He gave you the tools and resources to be successful. So all you have to do is just be disciplined and consistent every day with taking one step. That's all you have to do. And eventually, when you look back next month, you're going to realize you came further than you even thought you could come in the whole program anyway.
Right. I mean, you talk about obviously motivation and changing mindset. And to me, it's about instilling that confidence that you can and you can achieve what you aim to achieve.
Yep. And, it's just all about staying focused and keeping your why, right? And I think what's most important is when I meet people who say they want to transition or they want to advance their career, the question I ask them is why, right? Because a lot of people connect with me and say, let's just say you are a waitress. I'm just making an example. And they say, I'm so tired of this. I want out. Can you teach me what you do? Can you teach me how to get in the cloud? I just don't want to do this anymore. Okay, so why you don't want to do it? Like, why do you want to come over to tech? Why do you want to come over to cloud? If it's just because you just want something different, that has to be strong enough because in the end, to be honest, you're going to be frustrated, right? You're going to feel like you're not good enough. You're going to feel like sometimes you want to quit. But if that why and the reason that you're trying to do this is not strong enough, you're just going to end up quitting. So you just need to make sure if this is what you want, you have that strong why to keep you moving during the times of trials and tribulations. And even, some days tech will eat you up and spit you out, but you got to go back at it. And your why has to be very strong.
It does. It does. Excellent. Okay. I want to ask another question as well, which is around really why you decided this particular area was where you wanted to focus. So why cloud in particular with regard to career coaching?
My story was I was a banker for about 13 years. And, I moved up from like teller to banker to assistant manager. And really it was at a point where I knew I wanted something different. I wanted something more. I wanted something challenging. I wanted something that I can create opportunities financially to change my life. And I started researching. I knew I wanted to get in tech. I don't know why the idea came to me to get in tech, but I knew that's what I wanted to do. As far as
Okay.
as far as cloud, it just came to me where I'm a sneaker collector, and I tell a story all the time. I'm a sneaker collector, and we used to use what they call sneaker bots developed by developers to help us cart and check out sneakers quicker than an average person can do manually, right? So
Right. Yeah.
sometimes sneakers, if people know about, Nikes, and depending on how high of demand the sneaker is, it can sell out in literally seconds online. So what we were doing was installing these sneaker bots on Microsoft Windows servers on AWS, right? I didn't know what it was called. I actually thought AWS was called Oz at the time. And as I started researching more about what I wanted to do, I started seeing AWS and I realized, oh, I already mess with that anyway. So let me try to figure out more from the sneaker and bots standpoint, how I can really flourish my business there. Because I just wanted to learn it to really figure out how I can figure out the science and the infrastructure behind it to be better at selling sneakers and getting sneakers. But then it became a habit where I loved it, right? And long story short, when I transitioned into the industry, I started getting a lot of people that were really just like me and asking me for help. And really people who were 20 years as a network engineer were coming to me and saying, listen, I need help getting into the cloud. And I'm like, you've been in this industry for 20 years. I don't even know what I can do to even help you. Right. But I understood it wasn't about what they knew. It was just about some of them was just letting imposter syndrome keep them where they were at.
Yeah.
And I was like, okay, after a year of like just helping people, spending some time, really, giving people paths and which way to go and things they should learn, I just started seeing, because I work for a Cloud Guru 4/Linux Academy. So even though we have the best training, I started seeing people, they were still stuck. Like they had all this training. So you go in, it's almost like you go in shopping for a suit and you go in this store that has all these amazing suits, but you don't know which one to pick. You don't know which one's right for the occasion. Or, just like people going to Linux Academy, they didn't know what course to start with. They didn't know what plan to put together to get into a career that they wanted. They just, were all over the place and listening to advice from friends and people who are in the industry. They were really all over the place. And as you know, Phil, you could be working on something that people will tell you something and somebody just get off course and follow what that person says, because that person will be like, well, you learning this? Well, I'll tell you what, if you learn this, I could probably help you get a job where I'm at. And they'll just stop at what they've been doing for like 2 or 3 months and learn exactly what that person tells them to learn, and really don't have any opportunities in that area because they've just been thrown all over the place. So I seen that opportunity and I said, you know what? I've been through the mud. I've had doors shut in my face. I've been through situations where I had to learn and learn and learn and get certified and get my projects in order by myself with no help. I mean, I'm not going to say no help, but no coach and no mentor. So what if I put something together to really help change these people's lives and give them the opportunity to learn and be successful, because they just really looking for guidance. And that's where it came about.
That's fine. So we'll probably come back to that right at the end, and we'll tell people a little bit about where they can go and find out more about that.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So Broadus, can you maybe share with us a career tip, one that the audience may not be aware of and perhaps should be?
I'm going to give you something that was given to me. And this is not all the time, but sometimes success loves speed. Now, when you're trying to get an opportunity, or let's say you have an opportunity at hand, sometimes, you got to put the pedal to the metal and learn as much as you can. Let's say you've been working on becoming a Linux admin. And sometimes, we have our plans, we strategize, we have a certain time frame of where we're going to complete this. So let's say you develop a plan for yourself and you say, you know what, in the next 4 months, I'm going to get me a junior Linux admin role, or whatever the case may be, right? But let's say in 2 months, something comes up and somebody presents something to you, say, hey, this is a perfect opportunity. And I know you're not there yet, but could you do something to get yourself up to speed? Do you need to be prepared to really fast track yourself and learn as much as you can and buckle down and just go to work and really push yourself to the limit to get that opportunity and be successful in that time window that you need to be? And when I say that as well, I mean, new things come out, new technology come out, learn it immediately. Soon as it comes out, that's going to help you be successful. That's what I mean by success loves speed. Something comes out and you know it's going to be hot. Why not go ahead and get ahead of the curve? So when companies actually asking for employees to have that skill set, you already have it. You already have so much experience with it.
Indeed. I mean, that's a good point, and probably one that isn't necessarily discussed very much on this podcast, actually, is that obviously when something new comes out, there are a very limited number of people who actually have knowledge and experience in that one thing. So,
Right.
As you say, if you identify those things early and you get yourself up to speed quickly, you're ahead of the game.
Yep, I agree.
Exactly. Good. Okay. Broadus, can you share with us your worst IT career moment and what you learned from that experience?
Yeah, and it's probably not as bad as others, but I think one of my worst moments were, and this was before I got into a careers when I was trying to transition. And I was really going in and listening to people, and they told me, hey, you want to get into cloud, all you have to do is get your certifications. You'll get a job. Trust me, get as many certs as you can. And I just studied for certifications. And I got AWS Solutions Architect, Associate certification, the Developer Associate, and I went and got a SysOps Associate, to realize I didn't know anything after all of that training, to get into a interview and being asked questions about tools I never even heard of. I'm coming into the interview confident, listening to what people are telling me. I got 3 certifications, not 1, 3. So what are they going to tell me? They're going to tell me, oh my God, you are phenomenal. Here's the role. Here's your offer letter. That's what they're going to tell me. No, it didn't go like that at all. And I mean, they were asking questions that I was trying to make up answers to. And that was a mistake as well, right? Trying to act like I knew something about what they were asking me about and knew absolutely nothing. So when you have people who have experience, they can tell when you BSing off the rip. So getting my head handed to me in a few interviews and just realizing I had to go back not from square one, but really reinvent the wheel for my career and go back and get the hands-on experience that I needed. It was pretty embarrassing going in there, chest poked out like I was the answer to all their prayers, only to realize I knew nothing at all.
Yeah. I suppose you've got to remember when you go into those situations that there is a particular reason that they're looking for somebody. And it's not just about the technology or what you know technically. It's
Right.
about how you can apply it to their problem and their business and how you can solve their issues and help them out.
Yes. And that's what companies look for, right? It's even if and I tell people sometimes, you might go for a role and might not have all the knowledge that the company wants you to have, but knowledge can be taught. What they really look for is someone who, if they have a problem, they can be self-sufficient in helping solving that problem. They know how to do the research. They know how to ask the questions. And even, to be honest, what a lot of people don't do, a lot of people do, but a lot of people I've seen don't do as well. Reading books can help you get theoretical knowledge and help you look at things from a different standpoint to help companies solve problems that they may not even know that they have. And just reading certain books like the DevOps handbook or securing DevOps or whatever the case may be, just get your mindset at looking at the problem from an aerial view, right? Because a lot of times when we get into roles, a lot of us are siloed and we're just stuck in that certain part of the maze, and that's all we see every day. But if you get your mind frame to be able to look at the whole picture and understand exactly what this company is doing and asking the right questions about their infrastructure, their processes, how their workflow, the feedback that they have for their developers and DevOps engineers and operation admins, whatever the case, that puts you at a different a league, and it helps you understand more about what you need to look for to solve problems.
And sort of moving away from worst moment, can you tell us about your career highlight to date?
My career highlight to date was really building my own business, right? Building. So I will couple it with another thing. When I was in Linux Academy, I started out as a AWS support manager. So not really creating content, but I always wanted to create the content at Linux Academy. So being able to create my first couple of courses with Linux Academy to help people change their lives there, as well as in the future coming in after my third course, I believe, building my own business of what I've been doing for a year and talking about making that come to life and actually getting my first few clients as soon as I started to really help start changing their lives. That was a highlight. And that was something that I worked hard for the last year and a half, just really building content on social media and really just helping people one by one, just giving them information. So to really build something that was tangible for me and that not only can help change other people's lives, but change me and my family's lives, that was awesome for me.
Yes,
And that was a great highlight for me this year.
indeed. Yeah. Okay. And what excites you about the future of this industry and careers in IT in particular?
Really, the new technology that's coming out that I can learn, right? Really understanding and finding my purpose in this industry, because it could take people years to find out what they feel like they were meant to do. Even if you come into this industry and you find a role immediately and you're getting paid great money, sometimes it's still not good enough because you're not sure if this is what you're supposed to be doing. So you find yourself trying to find ways into other industries or other fields in this industry to learn more about, which is great because you're constantly curious. But for me, I'm just excited about, I have a goal of helping 1,000 people transition or advance their career in cloud, and really telling my story across the world, and giving help to people who are just like me, that's fired up and have different reasons of why they want to do this, but nevertheless, they want to be A plus. They want to come and work hard. They understand the opportunities that are at hand with this in this industry and what's coming and what is limitless. You could be whatever you want to be. You can create whatever you want to create. There's no limits in this industry. So if you come in with an open mind and just say, look, let me find myself and find what I actually like to do, you'd be amazed where God can take you. And for me, it's just helping those 1,000 people, finding more purpose in the work that I do, and really just seeing what the future holds with the new technologies and learning as much as I can.
Right. Okay. And that 1,000 people, do you have a time frame in mind for that?
I want to help 1,000 people in the next 2 years.
Right.
Yep.
Okay. And then
So
presumably then you'll set yourself a new objective and keep moving.
yeah. So right. So this year I want to be at least almost 50%. So around 350 people at the end of 2020 and 2021 with the marketing plans and everything we'll put in place. And it's especially with me branching off, becoming a career speaker as well, we'll be able to gain more traction and people are starting to see more success and meaning more individuals coming my way and really getting help with the program. So we'll see what God has us, but that's the plan for right now.
Good. Okay. Right. We're going to go into the reveal round now. We're going to find out a little bit more about you and the way you think.
Okay.
You ready for this?
Yeah.
Okay. So we may struggle with the first one, but so what first attracted you to a career in IT?
The opportunity to change my life.
Right.
I've seen, right? So I've seen people, and I'm just going to keep it 100%. I came from a rural environment where a lot of us, we didn't have anything, and some of us still don't. And we didn't have access to industries like the tech industry. I mean, we knew what the tech industry was, right? But to understand exactly what we could do in the tech industry, we just never thought about it. I never thought about it. Never crossed my mind. Like I play with tech all the time, as an adult, but as a teenager and adolescent growing up, I never thought about this industry. But just realizing the opportunities and what I can do and how I could change my family's life, that attracted me to the industry to be able to put my best foot forward. I knew this industry was all about if you want it, make a plan, do the work, you can have it. And that's what it's been since day one, since I came in. And yeah, that's really what attracted me, just the opportunity to change my life in all aspects.
Good. Okay. And what is the best career advice you've ever received?
I would say learn it, lab it, cert it.
Okay.
It may not be a career advice, but like if you want to learn something and really market yourself for learning that and gain more opportunities, learn it, go deep into the documentations, get some how-tos, lab it, really get your hands dirty with creating some infrastructure or building whatever it is you need to build and get projects under your belt. Really look at some projects like on medium.com that's, other people have done and really try to break things and just build muscle memory and build your self-sustaining power to research and apply solutions. And then once you're ready, get a certification under it, because you got the hands-on skills, you learn what you need to learn. Now, once you get the certification, it's your time to shine, to say, I know this. But if you get called to action for this that you learn, you'll be able to talk about your experience to have it. That
Yes.
that you have. So if you're learning Kubernetes or whatever, don't just get certified with Kubernetes, because if they call you in there and ask you about your experience with Kubernetes, it better not just be the exam experience. So
Yeah.
I think that's one of the best advices I received.
Good. Okay. And what is the worst career advice you've ever received?
Like what I said earlier, and just touching on what I just said, all you have to do is get a certification and you can get the job. While that does happen to people, right? People just get certifications, and sometimes companies just look for certifications because they're trying to maintain a partnership with whatever vendor you're certified in. And they just say, hey, come on in. We love you. Yeah. But what does that do? That puts you in a position where either you're going to sink or swim, right? And sometimes people sink because they didn't prepare themselves for a real world scenario or real production environment like they should have. They was just going out getting certifications, and understand that certifications only give you the basic knowledge that you need. Like, let's say I'm just making an example, for AWS certified developer associate certification, that only teaches you the basic major services that you can use on AWS to develop. It doesn't teach you how to be a developer. So for someone who's looking for developer jobs because they have their certification, they really quickly find that it's a crap ton of things you don't even know about, right? What the
Yeah.
language is, the automation tools they use, even some infrastructure as code, the back end, all of that. So yeah, I think that was one of the worst advice I've ever received, was
Yes.
to get certifications, just certifications alone.
If you had to begin your IT career again in today's world, what would you do?
Build my brand like I've done when I started. So I think that was one of the important things that helped me get into the industry. I started passing certifications and I started creating content and videos to help people do the same. Right.
Yeah.
This game now it's the age of information and people want it badly. So if you can create content in your niche to help people do exactly what you're doing or just share your experiences so people can learn, then you're going to build a community. And if you have a community, you have leverage because sometimes you can use that in negotiating power when you go to an employer, especially a huge company. If you build a great brand online, that's worth something. So I definitely would continue to build my brand if I had to do it again and really probably even ramp it up even more than I was doing it.
I know we touched on this earlier, but what career objectives are you currently focusing on?
So yeah, building my cloud career coach business even more and getting more organization and process and workflows in place to make sure I'm successful. It's in its important infancy stage right now. It's only 5 months old, right? But what does the next 6 months look like for us? What's the next year? What's the next 5 years? Getting those things in place and getting those answers and projections in place right now,
Yeah.
and helping those 1,000 people transition and advance their career in cloud, and actually just making sure I'm giving value for free, just giving them the value, right? Just because I realize once you give people the value they're looking for, if they need help, they're going to come to you, so don't be stingy. I'm not being stingy. That's one of my objectives, to not be stingy with any information I have. Just give it freely because in the end, if they need your help, they're going to come and you'll be able to assist them how you're supposed to assist them.
Yeah. Very good. And what's the number one non-technical skill that has helped you in your career so far?
So going back, my ability to create content online, my ability to connect with people and have that soft skills of having great conversations and really just being open and really focus on my purpose, that helped me a whole lot because I believe that allowed people to take chances on me that normally they probably wouldn't have on a fresher that was coming to their door trying to look for a position. When they looked at my LinkedIn profile and seeing that I was already active in building a community, they was like, okay, well, if he does that right now and he is not in the industry, imagine what he can do if we hire him. And it's a win-win for us where he's constantly learning, he's constantly building himself and building others as well. This is what it's all about, just connecting and sharing the information and help people do the same thing that you've done.
And what do you do to keep your own career energized?
I continue to study. I continue to learn new things as well. With me being owner of a coaching program, it does no good to push everyone else to learn if I'm not learning on my own, right? So right now, I am taking the Terraform Associate certification. Well, I'm studying to take the Terraform Associate certification. I actually created a course on deploying resources in GCP with Terraform. And what I did was immediately after I went to take the certification, and I'm just gonna be open about it. I failed. I failed by about 5 points. So I was like, okay, well, let me brush up and just really study like I'm supposed to, and then go back and take it and pass it. But yeah, I'm just constantly learning. I'm open about my failures because I'm not perfect. So, and it's great for my clients to see someone like that is just like them, because I think as an owner of a company, they hold you to a higher standard and they look at you like that you're not just like them, but showing them that you're human just like them and you fail just like them. But the most important thing you do is get right back on a horse and learn what you're supposed to learn.
And what do you do in your spare time away from technology?
Spend time with the fam and really just try to create memories with them. That was one of the main things I told myself when I got into the industry. If I had opportunities financially to create memories with my family, regardless of what it is, that's what I'm going to do. And me, my wife, and my kids, we spend a lot of time together. We're in the house now together all the time. So just simple things like family games. My daughter comes in every day. Let's watch a family show, and just just doing those little things that they want, and not really
Yeah.
Work takes over a lot, especially I have a business and I have a full-time job. So just making it important to show them that they are important.
Exactly. Yeah, very true. Okay, Broadus, can you share a parting piece of career advice with the IT Career Energizer audience?
Yeah. So I would say stick to your plan. There are a lot of people out here that can give you great info on where to go and what to learn. But if you already have something in mind, make sure you stick to it and finish the plan before venturing off and doing something else. If you have a plan that you want to become a cloud security engineer and you've already got your steps in order, finish the plan. Don't let anyone throw in a new technology in your face, and it takes you off of your current plan, because what you're going to do is just jump on that horse, and that horse is going to take you through or jump on that rabbit, and that rabbit is going to take you through rabbit holes far from where you started and where your plan was. And then you're going to be back at a state of confusion and not sure what you need to do next. So stick to your plan.
Yeah, I think people refer to it as the shiny penny syndrome.
Yeah, right. I like that.
Good. And finally, what's the best way we can find out more about you and connect with you?
Yeah, so you can actually connect with me on LinkedIn at linkedin.com, level up with Broadus. And you can actually check me out at levelupwithbroadus.com. I actually have a Level Up in Cloud Facebook group right now. It's a free public Facebook group with over 300 people in it right now. That's just like you. If you're listening, you're trying to transition into cloud and learn more about cloud or advance your career in cloud, join that group. Go to levelupwithbroadus.com. I have a video telling you everything about the group. All you got to do is click on the link. You'll get approved to join the group and just network and connect. I share content in it. I do live Q&As weekly with me and my partner, Kanika Tover. And we just try to give as much value as we possibly can. So, yeah, come check me out.
Yep, definitely. Broadus, thank you so much for joining me on the podcast today. It's been great chatting with you.
Thank you so much for having me, Phil. I really appreciate it.
Hi, Phil here again. Well, I hope you enjoyed my conversation with today's guest. You can find full show notes on the website at itcareerenergizer.com/e and the number of the episode you've been listening to. If you haven't already subscribed to the show, please make sure that you do so that you get episodes automatically downloaded to your device every Monday. Thanks for listening and have a great week.
Thanks for listening to the IT Career Energizer podcast. To find out more about building a successful career in IT, visit itcareerenergizer.com.